Wagwan guys, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. We're going to be talking about Deion Sanders and Colorado University tonight. Okay. First things first, man, just looking at their schedule right now. It looks like it's just going to be a straight up dogfight the rest of the season. I mean, I do not see a row in here. Oregon State, Arizona, Washington, and then Utah. I don't see, their complete schedule is tough. It's atrocious. I'm so serious. Their whole schedule looks atrocious. And they got to play. At the end of the day, that's what they have to do. These guys are getting paid handsomely, and they need to play. Okay? I'll start there. And just going into the game against UCLA, before I just get into the game, it was some shenanigans that happened while the game was active. And when the guys get back to the locker room, they notice all their jewelry is gone. Somebody went to the locker room and stole their jewelry. Now, those things happen. We can all agree those things do happen, right? You gotta be smarter than that, and it's just one of those things. You know, you kind of get happy and you wanna take your jewelry, your hot price items everywhere you go to, and that's just not the way it is. You know what I'm saying? These places, you don't have a lock on your locker, especially when you're traveling. When you're traveling, you don't have a lock. Now, you probably have a combination, or you may have a lock if you're at home, right? Maybe. You see what I'm saying? Because equipment guys, it's this whole thing where they don't want to have to, mess up the equipment trying to get your stuff out of there. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period, okay? So, it's very sad, right? But these things happen. These things happen. Give your stuff to somebody that can hold it. And if it's not, they don't have security like that. I'm going to be straight up. They really don't. And they're not going to have, they don't have no cameras in the locker room. They ain't going to have that. They probably have it outside the locker room so they could find out exactly who took it, who was in the area, and they can do an investigation. But at the end of the day, it's like, are they really going to do all that for some jewelry? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. And people steal. You know what I'm saying? You got caught lacking. You got caught slipping. Let's not act like, you're not doing what you know what I'm saying, you doing right now. You know what I'm saying? With the whole rap thing and all these rappers coming up. You know what I'm saying? You got your chain snatched. You got your chain took at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's stop playing at the end of the day. It is what it is. But I don't know if Shador actually got his chain taken. To tell you the truth, it was just some Colorado players. At the end of the day, it's shameful, but these type of things happen, and you have to safeguard yourself from that type of situation happening to you. Like I say, wish those guys the best, and I hope they continue to improve, and I know they will. And their schedule is just looking ridiculous, okay? But I want to talk about this hit at UCLA, right? I think Shilo was playing, Shilo was playing really good on defense. A really smart guy. Very deceptive, man. I'm just telling you, speed-wise, just a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? His ability to play and be athletic and just be by the ball is very, I have to give him a head nod for that. And the guy's good. He reminds me of a few guys, and you just, these guys are going to play in the NFL probably for a long time, right? You just it's just one of those things. But anywho, I want to say this on that hit. I think if I'm not mistaken, he had two big hits on this guy. It could have been just one. I don't know. I seen the highlights and I'm like, did he hit him twice or did he just hit him one time? Like from one angle, it looks clean. Maybe I'll just start there. From one angle, it looks clean because I didn't watch it. I watched the second half. So like the first half, this guy was ejected, I guess, because that's when the hit occurred. But they were in the game. They were balling. My thing is the way that they ran that tight end. That's what it looks like, a bigger guy. They ran him across the field like he did like a drag route. He went across the field. And that safety just dropped down to pick him up in coverage, with his zone. It looks like they could have been running a zone. And he entered the wrong zone on that one. So the only way you could hit him was a chip shot or go for the ball. Well, he already had the ball. The ball's tucked at this point. And he's running. And just that like if you go for the legs, that you're asking for a headache. Oh, I'm talking about your neck, your shoulder is just gonna be locked up if you try to do a full body wrap up on that one. Now you could definitely do that, but it would just be a tackle. Why not use that momentum that you got and just chip him, which he did, which was smart. Go ahead and chip him, get your hips into it. He's going down. Trust me, and it's going to be a big clap, which it was. It was clean. Just one problem, didn't get low enough. He did not get low enough, and we're at a point. You're playing in the Rose Bowl against UCLA. Really? You really think they're not going to call that? They're calling that. It has to be a clean hit. That, revolution sign that you got right there on your, right above your eyes, that needs to be in this guy's chest. It needs to be in his sternum. And the only collision that could happen, like a helmet to helmet, is if if his head snaps forward and he headbutts you. And that's questionable. They don't want that at the end of the day. That's too close. You just have to be, you have to have a nice, strong tackle and just take this guy down. But to be honest, just being 100% honest, if you let that stuff, still a clean hit, perfect. He really didn't hit him in the head, but there was contact made, and they want to officiate against that. They want to discourage play like that, because if you hold the whistle, and then these guys just keep getting higher and higher and higher, and then boom, you got somebody concussed because they went in for, just they're used to doing that now. So you got to officiate against that style of play. That's why he got ejected, which, they'll do, especially in the NFL. Plus a fine. You're getting fined too. Not just you out for the rest of the game, and you get a fine. So if you had, some criteria that you wanted to meet, for some extra pay, for extra incentives, you missed out on a whole half of football because of the play like that. Which is, we're already playing a contact sport. People are like, oh, you don't want to. You can hit hard, but they don't want you to be up by that your headgear. They just don't want you to. At the end of the day, he was balling out. He was getting loose. And before I seen the clip, I was like, you know what? I feel as if, he's relaxed. He's been coached by his dad. He really plays the ball a lot, you know what I'm saying? But he will come down and smack you. He will come down and smack you. I've seen that a few times from him. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. But what I want to start seeing, I want to start seeing him wrap up and make nice, strong tackles. You know what I'm saying? Just wrapping people up. You know what I'm saying? And finishing. But in that specific incident, I want to see your helmet in his sternum. You know what I'm saying? And if that's too much of contact for you, just go ahead and wrap it up. Just wrap them up and get them on the ground. Doesn't have to be a punishing blow. You know, we just want to get them on the ground. But you see how heavy that was? How heavy this guy was? All he had to do was just tap him on the shoulder, and he was, you know what I'm saying? That's inertia. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he's so top heavy. All you gotta do is tap his shoulder, and he's flying. Because you're coming one way, he's coming another way, and he hadn't got his weight under him yet. He's still turning around and getting his weight centered. So all he had to do was, instead of get underneath that shoulder, see how he's coming across? If he would have, because what he did was he kind of just, he got into the shoulder, but he got too high. Step into him, get low, come underneath the shoulder pads and rip up. It's over with. This guy's doing a backflip. You know what I'm saying? You just flipped this guy, which he did. You know what I'm saying? But you want to get underneath him. And then once you get comfortable like that, you can start putting your helmet on his into his chest. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I want to see from him. But good call by the refs. You know, when I seen that, I was wondering where he was at, because I'm watching the game and I'm like, it was like 6-7, some score like that. And it was like coming into the second half, and I'm like, wow, these guys it's a low scoring game. It was like, it's been a high scoring game like every game they've been in. It was just low score. And then they start pulling away, and it's still a good game, but I had to turn it after that. I think Fury was fighting too, and you know, just going back and forth between those two, checking updates. You know, it made for a good weekend. But I'm just you know, not disappointed in Colorado, CU. You know, just happy that those guys are balling like they're balling. It's a great opportunity that they have, you know, to take advantage of, you know, the resources that they have over there in Colorado. You know, you know, they're battling with injuries, staying healthy, just getting on rhythm. And that's what it's really about, just staying on rhythm. I think they'll be fine. It was talks of even, you know, Deion Sanders being the next head coach for the Raiders, which is an NFL team. So I think it's, you know, the sky's the limit for these guys. I'm not hating on them in any type of way. I just want, like, you don't understand how critical it is for everyone to be on one accord, one page. Everyone stay healthy. Okay? You know, make plays. Don't run away from contact. You know, Shilo gained, you know, whether you like it or not, Shilo gained untold amounts of respect by not shying away from contact. He went into contact. It's just a game. It's football, right? You know, at the end of the day, it's not, you know, you don't want to make this your hill to die on. But that says a lot about your character. That says a lot about the person that you are. And now what you have to do is you just have to play smarter and know that they're going to call those type of plays, and, you know, and protect yourself too. And that's pretty much it, guys. But peace. I'm out of here.